Sienna Hart's Instagram was a sun-drenched reel of perfect moments. Soft sands, turquoise waves, and her boyfriend, Ethan, holding her hand beneath the golden skies of Maldives. She captioned it, "Forever starts here, Red Heart," and hit post, feeling like the luckiest woman alive. The likes poured in. So did the comments. But one DM stood out, stark and chilling in its simplicity. "I think that's my boyfriend, too." Sienna stared at the message, sent by a woman named Leah Carter. Her profile wasn't private. Leah had photos of a tall, dark-haired man kissing her cheek at dinner, wrapping his arms around her in ski resorts, holding a puppy together. Ethan, at first, Sienna thought it had to be a mistake, or a joke, but Leah sent more. A video of Ethan whispering, "I love you," to her on New Year's Eve. A selfie from 2 weeks ago, the same weekend Ethan had told Sienna he was visiting his sick uncle in Boston. Heart pounding. Sienna called the number Leah gave her. The moment Leah answered, they both fell into the same stunned silence. By the end of the hour, they had pieced together the timeline. Ethan had been dating Sienna for nearly a year, and Leah for 3. He rotated weekends, fake business trips, used different excuses for every holiday. They even discovered matching bracelets he'd given them, both engraved with "My Forever." The betrayal burned hotter than the Maldives sun. They decided to confront him. Together, they arranged to meet Ethan at a downtown cafe the following Saturday, each telling him they needed to talk. They sat at separate tables, watching the door. But Ethan never showed. His phone went straight to voicemail. His Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all gone. By Sunday, his apartment was empty. Neighbors said a moving van had come at dawn. His office claimed he resigned unexpectedly. Ethan Cole had vanished like smoke. But that wasn't the end. A week later, both women received an identical postcard in the mail. No return address. No signature. Just 5 words scrawled across the back. It was fun while it lasted. The police called it a civil matter. Their friends told them to move on. But Sienna and Leah didn't forget or forgive, and they certainly didn't stop looking. Because sometimes the man you thought you loved isn't just a liar. Sometimes he's a ghost who's still watching. They called it off with the police, but not with each other. Sienna and Leah kept in touch. What started as trauma bonding grew into a strange, steel-forged friendship. They swapped stories, flagged suspicious social media accounts, and even hired a private investigator. At first, nothing. Ethan had scrubbed his digital trail clean. No credit card activity. No rental agreements. No flight records under his name. It felt like chasing a shadow. Until Leah got another message. This time from a burner account. "Some men don't want to be found. Stop digging." The message disappeared in less than a minute. But Leah had already taken a screenshot. The profile picture? A beach photo from the Maldives. Sienna's photo. Cropped. That was the final push. They decided to flip the game. They set up a fake online dating profile. Crafted from everything Ethan couldn't resist. A globe-trotting photographer who hated commitment and loved dangerous men. Within days, the account got a bite. Username, JetSetJ. Bio, "You remind me of someone I used to know." It wasn't Ethan's name. But the flirting, the lines, the same damn phrases he'd whispered in both their ears. They played along for weeks, catfishing their own catfish. And then they got an invite. "I'll be in Cartagena. Let's meet. I'll recognize you." Sienna booked the flight. Leah followed 2 hours later. Cartagena's streets were alive with music and color, but their hearts pounded with ice. They waited at the rooftop bar Ethan mentioned. Every man who passed made them flinch. Until they saw him. Ethan, tan, relaxed, hair longer. He smiled at a woman by the bar, a new target, and whispered something into her ear. The woman laughed. He didn't notice Sienna and Leah until they stepped right into his path. His face went pale. "You disappeared on us," Sienna said coldly. "Guess you didn't miss us enough," Leah added, arms crossed. For a moment, Ethan's charming smirk flickered back. "Ladies, this is a bit dramatic." Sienna slapped him. Hard. The woman at the bar gasped. Leah leaned in, voice low. This time, we're not here for a scene. We're here for a warning. Ethan stared. His bravado cracked just a little. We know who you are, Sienna whispered. We know what you've done. And if we ever hear of another woman falling for your lies, we'll ruin you, Leah finished. For real. Ethan laughed, but it sounded hollow. What are you going to do? Kill me? Sienna smiled soft, unsettling. No, we'll make sure you never exist again. They walked away, leaving him standing alone as whispers rippled through the bar. Back at the airport, Leah turned to Sienna. Think that's the end of it? Sienna shook her head. No, but this time, he'll always be looking over his shoulder. Because some women don't break. Some women hunt back. 3 months passed. Ethan's social media ghost trail flickered back to life in strange ways. A tag photo here, a sighting there, always blurred, always with different name. It seemed he'd learned nothing. But this time, neither had they come back empty-handed. Sienna and Leah had quietly built a network. Every woman they suspected Ethan had targeted. They reached out. Some ignored them. But others knew the sting too well. The group grew. They called themselves the List. Lawyers, bartenders, a flight attendant, an art curator, even an ex-cop. All women Ethan had used, ghosted, lied to, or worse. They shared receipts, messages, photos. Patterns emerged. His fake names, favorite haunts, his tricks. And then one night, Leah got a voice message from a woman in Prague. He conned me out of $15,000. I want in. That was it. The game changed. They weren't just hunting a heartbreaker. They were closing in on a con man. With a documented pattern of fraud, identity manipulation, and financial theft, they finally had enough. Leah compiled the file. Sienna contacted a journalist she knew from college, a reporter with a taste of scandal and a platform big enough to make sure Ethan's face would go viral in every language. They called the article, "The Man with 100 Names and the Women Who Took Him Down." Within hours of it going live, Ethan Cole, or whatever name he was using, had his photos plastered across international news feeds. The article trended for a week. Victims came forward from all over the world. Interpol opened an investigation. A month later, Ethan was caught trying to cross into Portugal with a fake passport. When they arrested him, all he said was, "Tell them I'm flattered." Sienna and Leah watched his arraignment on a live stream. Sitting side by side in a coffee shop, they clinked their mugs together, half smiling. Leah whispered, "Think he'll remember our warning?" Sienna took a slow sip. "He'll have a lot of time to think about it. Some men play games, but some women, they rewrite the rules and win." 6 months later, Ethan Cole was sentenced to 8 years for fraud, identity theft, and financial crimes across 3 countries. The judge called him a manipulative predator whose charm masked criminal intent. His smirk finally vanished. Sienna and Leah attended the sentencing, sitting in the back row, not as victims, but as the women who had exposed him. Afterward, as they walked out of the courthouse, reporters swarmed them, cameras flashing. One asked, "What do you want people to know?" Sienna met the camera dead on. "We're not the only ones, and we won't be the last to stand up." Leah added, "You can disappear, lie, cheat, and run, but in the end, the truth catches up." And it had. Ethan didn't just lose his freedom. He lost his power. The list continued. Now a global support network for women who had been manipulated, cheated, or conned. What started as heartbreak turned into a movement. Sienna and Leah shared a look as they left the press behind. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about never letting men like Ethan win again.